So before we proceed to discussing what quality control aspects, that is the next topic, topic number 10, which is a very detailed concept of how should you maintain quality in audit. To maintain quality in audit, auditor should have certain qualities. Then only we can maintain quality in the audit. So before we step into the whole discussion of SQC1, which is a standard on quality control, a small topic which just talks about what qualities auditor should have, broken down into two parts: professional qualities, or rather technical, same name, right? Just that you have to have a not an overall understanding, just an overview, nothing. Expert knowledge. Okay, so you need a complete and in-depth understanding of that. So expert knowledge in the field of what? Accounting, auditing, taxation, financial management, cost accounting, and other allied subjects. You also should have adequate knowledge in the field of corporate laws. In the field of what? Corporate laws, economic and industrial laws, and also commercial laws like the Contract Act, Partnership Act, Sale of Goods. I think all part of your syllabus, negotiable instruments, and the Companies Act. And anyway, these 2 points, they are not end of the story. If required, there are any client-specific acts, then you should know that also. If your client is dealing in factories, you might want to know the Factories Act. No, sir, I don't have any client to deal with that. Then not required. Right? Your clients are somebody who are releasing a lot of waste material. Then, how are they treating those effluents? There are mechanisms to waste treatment. You should have a waste treatment plant within your factory premises. The waste should not be mixed up into regular, nearby lakes, water bodies, or the rivers, or dumped underground. Okay, there are lots and lots of restrictions like that. Doing any of those will kill people. That's a very serious charge. Okay, so anyway, right places, I will give you examples of those. I am just saying knowledge is not limited to one particular thing. If required, if you want to know something in addition to what is told here, like your clients are stockbrokers, you might want to know SEBI's laws a little more in detail. No sir, I don't have any stockbroking related clients. Need not know that. But if you get one, then you have to know that. So as auditor, as a client only, they can't plead ignorance. As auditor, the forget only, right? So there is no way how you are saying I don't know. If anything is required to be known, you will do a little extra effort and know that. Understood? Apart from this, there are certain personal qualities. Now these personal qualities, these are not something which can be taught. For one, they are saying you must be honest. Today's class on honesty, like that we can't discuss, no? It has to come from within. Now here, also about being independent, sincerity. There are no classes for this. But you are expected to be a professional who is having 7 of these qualities. Okay? And then of course, the one extra. How do I remember this? I go by very simple word. Now there are 3 qualities. Along with hemoglobin, these should also mix with your blood. Such important qualities those are. They are called IOI. Integrity, objectivity, and independence. We are going to discuss more about what those are in later topic. But I am just, for now I want one words to be underlined. Integrity means honesty. Guys, come on. Let's wrap this up and go to the very wide topic, which is very good actually. So auditor should have IOI. You cannot separate these 3 qualities from an auditor. See, in auditor, there is no good auditor and bad auditor. Somebody who doesn't have all these 3, automatically they are bad auditors, because fundamentally you are expected to have integrity, which means being honest, sincere and straightforward. Objective in his working. Objectivity is about being unbiased. If you want to write there. Otherwise it's there in the next page also, I guess. So unbiased, and he should be independent. I think I already told you about independent, not being subordinate to the wish or will of others. Giving an opinion on your own, not because your client told or somebody forced or somebody put a knife on your throat. You be an independent professional with an impartial attitude and must not compromise his independence for any material or social gain. Material gain is basically money or any other related aspects which can be measured, and social gain, it's not something that can be measured, but you are doing with an ulterior motive of, if you do, where in a client where financial statement is not true and fair, the client is telling, if you give true and fair, we will give you one more client. Social gain. You cannot quantify that as a material gain. No sir, I am also taking 10 crores. 10 crores quantifiable, material gain. So anything, we don't care about what it is, material or social. An unjust, I hope you heard this word, unjust. In the other day you told me 447, right? Social, this one, fraud. There are two things, wrongful loss and wrongful gain. A loss that somebody is not entitled to suffer. A loss, somebody is not entitled to suffer, but because of your activity they suffered. Wrongful loss. A gain which you are not entitled to, but because of your fraudulent means you got that. Wrongful gain. Okay, if you have not come across these words in detail, but they are very essence of fraud. Okay, like if we are indulged into something which involves a wrongful loss or wrongful gain, that's when that section comes into play. If somebody can't prove that there was a wrongful loss or wrongful gain, a wrongful gain to me or a wrongful loss to somebody, my gain is somebody's loss only, no? Right, so that what did I cheat or how did I cheat to make that gain? That is why I am punished in the fraud section. Same way here also. If somebody is forcing you to do something and you do it because they told and not because you want to, then it is considered that you are not being independent. We are going to discuss independence in mind, independence in appearance. Full story we are going to discuss. It's right there in the next topic. So, 3 words is what I am just saying, that you have to keep them as some of the most ingrained and inherent qualities of an auditor. Then after this IOI, we have 4 C's. Okay, 4 C's are very important. First one is keeping your mouth shut. It's called the Rule of Confidentiality. Applies to doctors, lawyers, chartered accountants, almost every professional. Rule of Confidentiality is something that binds every professional. So if you want to be, title a so-called professional, you have to have confidentiality. What is confidentiality? Not disclosing any information that you get during the course of the audit. Don't worry, we'll write it in the next page. Okay. Then second one, slightly difficult for you guys, but we should have that. What is it? Right. Order should use is, you should not keep it home and come like you come to class. Like while going to audit, you should take that along and go. What is it called? Common sense. Otherwise, people will end up believing the clients too much. I told you both are dangerous. Blindly believing, hey, no problem, sir, I know them from so many years. That's wrong. At the same time, simply doubting everything and anything, that's not your exercise. It will again defeat the purpose. Okay. Confidentiality, common sense, I think communication skills, the third C, both written and oral. You interact with a lot of people during the audit because you got to gather information, so oral communication, and finally you have to put a report for which written communication. But basically other than written communication and all, now formats are there, but other than that also, you might have to exchange certain emails or you might have to exchange certain documents in writing with the client. So written and oral skills. Of course, you will be trained on all of that through. So communication skills, and do your work with clarity. Last point, clear and unambiguous. Ambiguity is confusion. Unambiguous is free from any of that. We are dealing with certain things that are bothered by the law. So maybe, should be, can be, if these spaces don't, these words don't have spaces in the entire audit, like, maybe. Yes, there is always a maybe and possibility. That's why absolute assurance is not there. But that is on the inherent limitations. Your work should not have any subjective condition like that. When you are expressing something or telling something, to the extent of what is being told. To the, it has to be clear and unambiguous. After reading the report, also people are not having clarity. What is this fellow trying to tell? That should not be the cause of concern for users to later ask you more questions and all. Your report in itself should be an explanation of what you did and how the audit was performed. So he should be clear and unambiguous in his reporting. When people read your report, there has to be clarity. Anyway, point H is automatically taken care because I told you the other day, standards suggest the way you are supposed to report. So A reporting in one way, B reporting in some other way, C reporting in another way is not possible. If all of you have the same opinion, then all of your reports will also be same. Only the names of the companies and clients will change according. So that part is automatically handled. Okay, now, so does it make 7 points? Right. The last one is a very, very important point. It's called tact. Tact has a simple meaning. Art of dealing different people differently. What is the word? Tact means different people in different ways. You cannot have, that's a normal human behavior, right? You cannot have the same approach with everybody. Sometimes some members of the client, if you request, they will fulfill. Sometimes you have to formally make an inquiry. Sometimes you have to report to their bosses, they won't even open their mouth. You can't pick a fight with everybody. And if your nature is that, you get angry very quickly. You cannot take all that, like that's what I told, no, whatever your personal qualities are. You have to, if you are egoistic about something, if you get angry about something, all those you have to leave outside your client and go. Otherwise your client will leave you very soon. Right? There is no place for all those. Why should they be better than me? I am the only one who knows this. All these you have to leave it. There are so many people who can do the same task. So, you are no special. You are a service provider. As simple as that. So, when you are a service provider, you have to be pragmatic. Means practical. Right? And there is no space for any emotional discussions in the audit. Because see, audit is an independent activity. Everybody will have one emotional connected, emotional reason to why they did. So, if you are very impressed with the fraudster's emotional connect to why he did fraud, then you are saying, we'll make this a movie, I will only produce this. Very good, both of you go and do movies then. People, see, you cannot get convinced, no? Somebody did a fraud, you caught them, and then they gave you a very convincing story of why they did fraud. You're like, very good, fantastic. I will not put this in the report because I believe there is a valid justification. Now, emotionally, it holds some problem. Why would people do fraud? There are so many reasons. One of them could be financial pressure. So he's told one sob story because of which auditor cried and he believed that very good. Quite possible. See, people once caught, no, they will tell you so many stories. Now, it's a clear lack of internal control. That is understood. That allowed the fraud to happen. So you are not buying any stories there. Even if it is fully true, who gave the power for that employee to do fraud? Nobody. So that has to be reported. And the attitude that I was just talking about, it has a technical name. In a few minutes we will discuss what the name is. For now, a professional behavior is expected when it is coming to a audit. What is called as being diplomatic. If you become too much friends with the client, no? I think I told you in the previous class. They will not let you, a small thing only, no sir, ignore, they will. Now, you don't know, you are in an ethical dilemma here. Are you supposed to do good to your profession because you have to report it? Or a well-known client, it's okay, small things we can ignore. But once you start ignoring like that, that will become a practice for them. Next time they'll do something bigger and tell, hey, okay sir, last time also ignored. No, you didn't want to, but you are doing it. For the sake of what? So these sort of questions, whatever be it, material or social gain, we already discussed it. So, it could be as simple as joining your clients for lunch. Sir, what is the problem in that? See, ideally speaking, there is no problem. Now, lunch or a dinner or whatever there, it's a place for very informal discussion. Now, you get into a very friendly discussion with the client, okay? And then what happens, like there are a lot of instances where you get off the topic. So, where you talk things, maybe like you're sitting and watching some, IPL or some football is going on, some other client staff also support the same team. Whatever, you guys got a point to talk. No, it's very practical. You will end up being in this loop so many times. So it's a forewarning. It's very important. Like, you cannot ignore all these. They're all social connects. Be people around you only. One of the members in the client, somebody celebrating a birthday, they'll invite you also. Now, your office rules says that you should not indulge into any client parties. Now they are like, come, who will be knowing for 5 minutes only, small cake cutting is there on the floor. Now, I mean, like, nobody's documenting that. So they'll be like, come, what is the big deal? And you are working there for so many days, so many months. So going there for 5 minutes really is not a problem. The cake is also attractive. Right? So, now, once you go there, now, do you really know how to draw that line between that personal and professional space? As an article student, this is a very big dilemma. Because, see, your bosses are not around daily there. Okay, you are the ones who are going to go to the audit and do it. They won't come there daily. Now, your clients have a direct connect with you only. So when they do all of this, we have clear rules. Be pragmatic, be practical, no emotional connect. Be diplomatic. Many times, sir, are you saying that you have declined all those? I think it's better that we do that, because, see, what purpose we are there. Now, if you are hanging around with them for quite some time, I have lot of friends like that from the client spaces. But, see, it's not like, the client, you end up discussing with them, they'll just ask you what, they might have also done, CA in the past. There's so many things where, you don't have a real problem with talking to them about it. Like I just said, talk about cricket, football, other things, so many aspects, stock markets, world related aspects. There are so many things where different clientele have different people who indulge and talk to you about so many of these things. It could be movies, it could be entertainment, it could be, like I just said, sports, stocks, so many areas. Multiple and varied interests. You have so many people. The problem is when you get too close to them, in the sense, in that particular discussion, then later when you have professional discussions, you want to convey a point that something what they did is wrong. You might not be that free to, you will not have an open mind. How do I tell them? Now, if I tell them this, we had a good, kind of a rapport where things are going very smooth. Audit is going very smoothly. Whatever information you are needing is coming on time. They are not creating any trouble. You are not facing any trouble. Everything is going nice. So you will be like, I don't know what to do. Now, you can't go and tell your superiors or principal. They'll be like, what's the problem? Go and report them. They won't have any, they don't know. No, you discuss about IPL. Right? You can't explain all of them. So this is a very, very tough situation. So right from the beginning, you can have a clear line of difference between what you do at work and between what you do professionally and personally. So that difference, which is the act of dealing different people in different situations, is called being tactful, being diplomatic. Right? Every time your yes or no is not a confirmed sound. It's not a confirmed answer. Yes, you are with them. No, you are not with them. That's all. So it is not giving any signal or a conclusion that you are on their side or not on their side. Fundamentally, you are not on their side. So that's the truth. Stick to that. Okay? That is called tactful, pragmatic in the approach while dealing with clients and office staff. Otherwise, they'll take you for a ride very easily. Okay? And that will happen without even your knowledge. Okay? There are a lot of people who try to be very friendly with you for one reason, that they will not let you see what you are supposed to see. We will decode this line a little later when we discuss chapter 5 and other things. I'm just telling it once again. Remember, they will not let you see what you are supposed to see. So how can they do that? Because they will show you only that picture that they want you to see. So that part of activities where shady aspects have happened or where frauds have been done, they might not even come to your notice. So they present such a beautiful picture in front of you that you will believe that, yeah, internal controls are super fantastic. Everybody in this organization is working well. There is no scope of fraud only. And for a person who is not qualified or not known the depth of what it is very, very easy to get carried away. Now, unless there are multiple layers of checking in your organization, it's after the article student, some audit manager, and then the audit partner, if they review and they get to know something like this happened, there is no way how these things can come out. Right? And as a chartered accountant in practice, there is so much of reliance placed on the team members. Understood? So, it is expected that we cultivate these qualities right from where we are in articleship. So, there is a good timeline of you being a articleship student where you can automatically cultivate these. And you will see this ethical dilemma is a possible thing in everybody who is in this stream. At least once in your articleship you will face, irrespective of how much I am warning you right now, whether I warn or not, or irrespective of what it is, you will still face it. Because there are a lot of people. This is all about people issues. And there are no people theories that are written. No, we don't know who will encounter. There are a lot of people who are encountered who are very short tempered. If you ask them for information, they'll be like, not give, do whatever you want. Now what you will do? Take the keyboard and break them? What you will do? I mean, that is what is a feeling that you will get, but you will say thank you and come off, because that's none of your business. I will come back, pick up the phone and tell, I will call the office and tell my boss that I have inquired with so and so person, they are not giving information. My job gets done there. Now, if you are there with that person for 2 more minutes, you will take that personally and that keyboard would have been broken on their face, right? Possible, because see, there is no reason why you should take that personal. As in during the course of the audit, you went and asked them information. They said we will give. They are not given on the time that they promised. So you went and asked them again. They'll be like, come tomorrow. It's quite a common thing. They keep troubling like this. Because in one fine day they'll get angry and they'll ask, should I do my work or should I give you information? Do both. But they won't. For me, they'll sometimes, some people are like, said, no, you are our second priority only. For me, work is more important. If I don't do this work, I'll lose my job. They'll have harsh comments. They pick up a fight with you. They'll take this issue to their superiors and say, audit team is troubling so much for information. Then they'll, internally they will fight. And if in that fight, this fellow gets affected something, you are a lifetime enemy for that guy. Like this. And sometimes, some people, if you go and tell them personally, they won't work. You have to send them an email because it's on record. And when you send couple of mails saying that we haven't received their information by tagging their superiors, third mail automatically information will come. Because their superiors will now be like, why are you keeping this task open? Otherwise you will escalate to their superiors saying that we have been following up your team, information is not coming, please tell us how to do audit. Sometimes our team also is very intelligent, they choose that language, right? So, in this whole conversation, the entire audit should not be put up at stake. The fact that sometimes some people are very over caring, that also triggers it out. Before you ask only, they'll provide information. That's dangerous, right? Sir, you're giving everything. That is the example of what I told you. They are showing you only what they want you to see. So, what activities are doubtful? We don't have a clear line of discussion for that. Little below, there's a very interesting discussion on that. We will continue that point there with the technical name. But all these, are we clear on all these points? Hello, because of the next 1 hour also we are going to discuss more on these topics only. Are we clear? All right. Get to topic number 10, which is called as SQC 1 mark. Standard on quality control number 1, which is called as quality control in audit of financial statements. I think you can see that name in the first line of this paragraph. Okay. I want everybody to fully concentrate. Any part of this can turn into a 3 or 4 marks question. Actually, 4 questions have already been asked multiple times in the exam from these topics. I will alert you as and when we read them. It's starting number 10.1 itself is an exam question. Repeat it twice already. Chalo, anyways, all I'm saying, guys, fully concentrate. The firm's system of quality control should include policies and procedures. Before going, everybody, are we clear on the broad-based aspects of what qualities should be there? I didn't spend some time for some fun there. All those points are repeated here again. I will not waste time. Okay. So move on. Guys, everybody online? Yeah? Okay, yes. Chat box not working? Fine. I think it is, no? Some of them are responding. It was not working in the morning. I saw that, yeah. Okay, come on, guys. The firm's system of quality control should include policies and procedures. 6 points. How many quality control aspects are there? 6. Okay, before I discuss this particular set of points, I want to discuss one small and important topic with you, as in concentrate everybody, very very important, because that word will be used 100 times in your book. ABC and Co is a firm of chartered accountants. What are they? Firm of chartered accountants. Guys, please concentrate. And there are 3 partners, namely A, B and C, keeping it very simple. Now, there is a company called as X Limited. And X Limited's duty is to appoint an auditor. Is that right? Hello? As per the Companies Act, company should get audit done mandatorily or not? So X Limited has appointed an auditor. Who is the auditor? The firm is the auditor. Okay, X Limited's auditor is what? ABC and Co. So tomorrow when signing the audit report, ABC and Co, can it sign audit report? No, it is a firm. Can one of the partners representing ABC and Co, can they sign financial statements? So the audit report and financial statement, can they sign or not? So for and on behalf of, for ABC and Co chartered accountants, can Mr. A, whose designation is what? Partner, can he sign? Yes or no? Now please understand the terminology used very clearly. So if anybody asks you who is the auditor of X Limited, what will be your answer? Who is the auditor? ABC and Co. Now, there is a possibility that Mr. B, along with a team of members, article students, audit assistants, audit managers, by whatever name you call them, they all together, can they conduct the audit of X Limited? Hello? Yes? No? Mr. B and team, what did they do? They conducted the audit of X Limited. Yes or no? Can Mr. A conduct audit of some other Y Limited, C conduct audit of another D Limited, something like that? Can that happen or not? Now, in the context of X Limited, once again, there's a key point that I want to make up. In the context of X Limited, Mr. B is called what? Engagement partner. What is the name? Engagement partner. Why is he called engagement partner? Because, listen carefully, 1 second. Because X Limited's audit engagement. Did I tell you audit is an engagement? Yes. Okay, audit is a task taken up or not? Yes. So who took up the audit engagement of X Limited? Who took up the audit engagement of auditors of X Limited took up? Who are the auditors of X Limited? Now who is representing ABC and Co? Yes, very good. Guys, everybody. So that partner, now tell me, can A also be the engagement partner? Yes. Is possibility there or not? Yes. And C? Yes. Any partner of that firm can represent the firm to become the engagement partner. Can more than one partner represent? If the size of the audit is big, they can do that also. Guys, everybody, are we following or not? Auditor is the whole firm. And that partner of the firm who is responsible for planning and performing the audit is called engagement partner. And along with this team members who are doing this task, these guys are called as engagement team members. What are they called? The entire thing is called engagement team, and the people inside them are called engagement team members. Are you getting a clarity on this one? You know who's an engagement partner now? Do one thing. After topic 10.1 is over, one small definition is there. First you read that. Please get back to your book, and here after 10.1, that is just before 10.2 starts, engagement partner, first you read the definition. That's what is important. We need a quick clarity on that. so that we can continue doing the rest of the story. Come on, everybody. Are we clear, guys? Simple. So who is responsible for doing the audit? Guys, who is responsible for doing the audit? Auditor is responsible for doing the audit, which means ABC and Co as a firm will be responsible to express their opinion. But here says engagement partner refers to a partner or any other person in the firm who is responsible for the audit. In our example, who is that? Very good. It is Mr. B, that who is responsible for the audit engagement and its performance, and for the auditor's report that is issued. My every word here I already explained. Are you understanding? That is issued on behalf of the firm, and who, where required, has to have the appropriate authority from a professional, legal or who is that professional, legal or regulatory body? Right on there in bracket. That professional, legal, regulatory body is the ICA. Sometimes this person should have, sometimes no. If at all in India you want to sign an audit report, you definitely have to be a chartered accountant holding a certificate of practice. No two thoughts in that. Okay. Yes, ma. No. One engagement partner signing is enough. No, only one. Any one partner on behalf of the firm, somebody should sign. It's not required that more than one person has to sign. Now guys, tell me, who is responsible for maintaining quality in the audit? Can you make the firm responsible for maintaining quality in audit? Ma, those of you are telling yes. Practically think, will the firm go and do audit? Firm is concentrate. Ma, I think I am reminding you once again, small pieces of words, if, then, maybe, could be, this kind of ambiguity should not be there. Now only I told you. So, your attention to the smallest of the detail also is important. Okay? I know concentrating for long time like that is difficult. But when something new is being told, when something is being read, just have a plain reading, because I have already explained this, not an issue. But when something new is being told, have that extra amount of attention, because straight from the class, something might flash in the MCQs or something like that, where you will make an easy point. Okay? And it does not need any solid amount of preparation later. So the more attentive you are and pick up all details here, no? That's what I told you so many times. I can't prove it to you right now, but you don't know how much of time, it's a world of time that you are saving in your later preparation. Okay? And that will automatically start boosting your confidence while you are doing it that time. If in the later preparation you are thinking, what is this? Then all of what you sat in the class, the purpose goes down. Okay? So just a friendly word of caution there. Now, I want you to just think, all of you just said yes. Auditor, where the firm. Okay, let me make your life more easy. There is a and Co. There is a and Co. Tell me, what is the same story? Who is the engagement partner? Who is the auditor? Over. Now, A, if he is representing as an individual, engagement partner, auditor, whatever name you call, will represent the same person or not? If it's not a setup of a firm, it's an individual who is doing the audit. He's a chartered accountant in practice, just like me. I'm a chartered accountant in practice. I don't have any partners. It's not a partnership firm. So if I take up any audit today, I am the engagement partner, I am the auditor by whatsoever name you call me. Doesn't matter because I am entirely responsible for what that audit is. But in this example, what I put out here, ABC and Co is responsible for the definition of auditor. But ABC and Co cannot do planning. ABC and Co cannot do execution. ABC and Co is not a living person. So somebody representing the firm, are they responsible for that or not? Who is that somebody? Story is over. Very simple. Engagement partner. Are we clear about this? Now let me talk about 6 solid responsibilities of the engagement partner. If the engagement partner is not fulfilling these 6 responsibilities that we are talking about, there won't be quality in audit. That is why the heading is called quality control. The firm should set out certain policies. Now not for partner A, partner B, partner C. Tomorrow if partner D join, I don't care. Anybody working in the firm should shut their mouth and abide by these quality policies. Now tell me something, ma. If a formula is given in mathematics, whether A, B, C or any other 100 people solve the problem, will the answer be same or not? If formula is applied, the answer has to be same logic we are applying. This is what is the quality principle that we follow in our organization. Shut your mouth and all of you stick to that. Will audit come out with quality or not? No, we don't have to rate people. Sir, that fellow is very intelligent, so not intelligent. Somebody did negligence, somebody didn't. Shut your mouth and follow the principles. Everybody, will there be a uniformity in doing the audit or not? But, tell me, should there be somebody who is taking up this responsibility on their shoulders? Now tell me, first of all, who has shoulders in the story? Not the firm. So should there be one engagement partner or any of these engagement partner? In my example, Mr. A or B or C, somebody should they take up this leadership on their shoulders or not? Very good. Let's get to point number 1, which is SQC1 has 6 branches, guys. First of which is called leadership responsibility. Leadership responsibility for quality in audits. Now guys, let me alert you something here, very important. It's a very wide content that is there in your book. I'll make so many summaries or these kind of things on screen here. Now, I normally expect people to concentrate while the topic is being discussed. Do this kind of a thing on your own and not copy. Why? If you are doing it along with me, good, but as long as you understand, do it. Don't blindly copy. Because I'm telling you, today it will make sense. 3 months later, you will not understand a thing. Everything will be there properly placed in the framework. Why did something come there? Even if you ask me, I also will not help you. Because that's not the logic on how we build it. But yes, frameworks will be there here. You can keep note of it. But if you are concentrating and you want to parallelly do it. Now why I don't suggest people doing that in the class, there will be a simple taking down exercise. And in that process of taking them down correctly or making them correctly, you will end up not listening to me. Because I will change the screen and go on to the next one. You will be copying it from somebody else. You will be trying to make up from here. You will not understand the concept only. This is not important. This is a supporting. What is important? The concept. So, at the end of a story, we'll do it. Parallelly, if you want to do it, can do it. Also not misunderstanding. Choice is yours. Pull out a book and you can always do it. I am not stopping you from that. But remember, not at the cost of missing what is being discussed. And don't try to just keep them, the frameworks neat and clean and understanding. Like what is written and not understanding something. That won't serve the purpose. Alright? Now, sir, how to maintain quality in audits? To maintain quality in audit, first somebody should be aware of quality. So somebody take the responsibility on their shoulder or not? Who is that somebody? That point is clear. Sir, what should they do? They have to do how many? 2 tasks. How many, ma? 2 tasks. Start reading. Go to 10.1. A and B, 2 points are there. In A, 4 sub-points are there. So basically, whatever is discussed in point A and B, if the engagement partner does them carefully, is there a responsibility on his shoulders to keep up the leadership for maintaining quality or not? Tomorrow somebody is coming and questioning what the hell is going on in the audit. Who is the leader for this? Obviously the engagement partner. Tell me something. Tomorrow if the audit goes well, some frauds have been found out, company has been doing some nonsense, all that has been brought out, will the engagement partner, the engagement team be appreciated or not? when things are going worse, you are scolding them. So same thing, when things are going good, they'll be appreciated also. Correct? But anyway, here we are not doing any work for getting appreciated or getting scolded. The fact that you should not miss quality. Sir, if I blindly follow all these standards what are told by ICI, will audit come out with quality? 90% chances are there. Okay. That little 10%, what is your problem, sir? An emotional connect. Sometimes the process of applying those standards, like I said, a hidden bias will be there. Sir, from 10 years I am handling this client, sir. I know them very well. You will blindly do something. Maybe in the 11th year they did something wrong. Or some employee did something wrong with the management themselves don't know. Lot of practical cases are there. 11th year or 111th year, I don't care. You should not take anything for granted. That's the point that you are going to very much stress this afternoon. Okay? Chalo, start reading then. Very simple. 6 quality control aspects are there. Starting with first one, leadership responsibility for maintaining quality within the firm, not somewhere in the world. In your own firm. Ma, tell me something. If article student do something wrong, who will be responsible for that? The one who is picking up that or not? Please read. So that's a very important thing. As per standard number 220, the standard number 220 also is a standard that talks about quality control. So as per standard number 220, quality control for audit of financial statement. Please underline. This is a, what do you say? MCQ also came in this. Engagement partner shall take the responsibility for maintaining overall quality on each and every audit engagement to which that particular partner is assigned. So in our example, if A is assigned to 5 audits, for all that 5 audits, he is whole and sole responsible for the quality. In the example that I wrote, B is responsible. B and his entire team. To monitor the team also, our fellow is only responsible. Okay. So to whichever audit a particular partner is assigned, be there. Understood? Everybody, are you clear or not? The actions of the engagement partner and appropriate messages. Hello, not WhatsApps and telegrams. The communication of how to do audit. Please underline the word appropriate message means communication to other members of the team. Did you please, will you please circle this word which you know the meaning of? Hey, everybody, did you understand who is engagement partner, engagement team? Very, very important. Our full discussion is based on that only. The actions of the engagement partner and the appropriate messages, that means what he conveys, he or she, what they convey to the other members of the engagement team in taking responsibility for overall quality on each audit engagement. Sir, okay, I as a member of the firm, I have the responsibility. Okay, now let's say I am that partner B and I am working for ABC. So it's my firm, I am a partner, I have stake. Tomorrow if anything goes wrong, it will all be a disrepute for the firm, for me. I understand all this. Why should my article students understand all this? Article student, like, for the 1500 rupees you are giving me, or the 3000 rupees, 4000 rupees, petrol also is not coming nowadays. You want me to understand quality. I won't do. Article student frustrated. Very possible, right? Only that is possible actually. Now, so you are calling all those article students, giving them speech about quality. They are like, you tell sir whatever you want. Because at the end of the day, they are doing whatever they want only. So, again, it is there that appropriate messages that you are telling. You have to convey them the important. Now, as students, you are reading this concept. This is not for just 4 marks in the exam. It's also something that you have to realize. That you have to abide by and follow all this. A simple logic. Tomorrow when you become the article student, you will be part of that engagement team. Later when you establish or start a practice and do, you will have an engagement team. So, it's just that you are, in the 2 or 3 steps away in the story. Somewhere there you might get caught up. So, as an article student, you have certain responsibilities. As an audit manager, you will have few responsibilities. As one signing the set of financial statements, you have a few responsibilities. Okay. Only responsibilities change. Quality continues to remain the same. It has to. See, there are a lot of people who are dependent on our work. So, first of all the members of engagement team have to be educated about something. So one of the engagement team is questioning, sir, going on shouting that quality, quality, what is that? No, it's not a measurable commodity, you can't show them. So you have to explain them in terms of audit. Those 4 points given below will explain what exactly quality is. So if you want to emphasize the importance of quality to your team members, the importance of audit quality of, simple my first point, shut your mouth and stick to those standards told by ICI. Told 9 out of 10 problems are solved there only. If you start applying your individual mind, I'm not saying that is wrong, but it's not required. Standards are already there. No, why do you want to take tension? So tell me, if audit has to come out with quality, what is the first and foremost principle? Stick, of course, perform the work that complies with which one? Professional standards and regulatory and legal requirements. Just stick to what is told in the Companies Act. Just stick to what is told in any act for that matter. And just stick to what is told in standards on auditing. Is the story clear, ma? First, always superior is our mother institute. Then, obviously, that's how it's called, right? The ICI, whatever their laws regulate. Of course, even before that, hello, ICI also comes second when it's a question of law. As latest as yesterday only I discussed. Law is the most superior thing in the country. Then followed by guidance and issues, things issued by ICI. Then following our firm's quality principle. Hello, I'm writing this for you if you want, just be clear about this hierarchy here. What is the most superior thing in the country? Law. Second step, law, and then we'll say pronouncements of ICAI, and then firm and client agreements. So what firm and clients agree, no? Those will come here and all of that. But remember, the most superior thing is always a law. You cannot do anything against the law. For that matter, even ICI can't publish something that is against the Companies Act. Right? It can supersede something and publish in a specific circumstance by giving a logical explanation that why are they deviating. That's not possible right now because in India, even the law recommends. I think I told you this yesterday. I will tell you once again later, no worries. The law also says follow what standards are issued by ICI. So law telling something, ICI telling something, the story itself is not there. Because law doesn't prescribe any standards in India. Law says follow what are the standards issued by ICI. So conflict does not arise. Give me time, tomorrow we'll discuss that. For now, I am saying law is the most superior thing, followed by pronouncements of ICI, followed by what? Our firm's quality control. Second point, please underline firm's policies. So if you want to come out with quality work, stick to professional standards and regulatory requirements. Comply with the firm's quality control policies and procedures. Issue audit reports that are appropriate. Don't issue audit reports for the heck of issuing them. Issue those audit reports that are appropriate. Which reports? Appropriate means one. It's not about true and fair, ma. If it's not true and fair, then give not true and fair. That is appropriate report. Hello, are you following what the wordings are? Issue auditors report that are appropriate in the circumstances. If the circumstances state that not true and fair is the appropriate report there, your client is not done, then you give that. Hare, no sir, if I give that next time they will not give me audit, then what to do? Such ethical dilemmas should not be there. Be honest, sincere and straightforward. They're telling no. Yes, so anyway, to clarify that, 6 ethical points are there which we will deal with now. So perform work just matching the standards, perform work complying with quality control policies, give only the right reports, don't give wrong audit reports. And most important point, very, very, very important point is point number 4. And I will use this point's reference in 3 or 4 places. So that time don't put a blank face, concentrate. Or tell me something. If our team does some mistake, leave point 4, just follow the example. If our team does some mistake, will it directly impact us? Let me continue my same example. I am partner B and I have a team of 4 audit assistants and 1 audit manager who manages all those 4 people. One of those 4 people he or she is not happy with something. So, because of which they are showing that hatred on the work. So, he or she has not reviewed a particular thing carefully. So, they were assigned on a task like checking debtors, checking accounts receivable. We put them on a task like that. They were given a list of all the debtors, and he or she scrolled through that and they didn't do the work properly. They're like, okay, debtors are correct. Actually, something is wrong there. Very seriously, something is misstated. Okay, somebody who should not be a debtor has been included in that list. Fake sales, possible or not? Hello? Yes, ma, towards the end of the year, to boost the numbers and put up a very rosy picture, can the clients do such things or not? So, they did something like that, pass some fake sale entries, put somebody in the list of debtors. And had this he or she reviewed that properly, they would have got to know that such debtors don't exist. But since they have some hatred with the firm, or he or she is not educated properly in that area, okay, in the first year of articleship, they are not properly educated. Now, that particular article student, they're very, offensive in nature, whereby if I go and ask this to audit manager, what will happen? Or that he or she, this is a common thing many of you might encounter, keep this an open mind, okay? So, you went and asked somebody, how did you qualify inter without knowing this also? It's a common reaction many people give you. You should say God's miracle. Understood? You should not get offensive about it and say, who are you to ask me that? Many people, they'll feel offended. See, it's great, no? Without knowing that also I passed. That's the amazing part of the story. Ma, simple logic. They're not able to digest that you passed. I won't ask anybody like that, for a simple reason. Because if they ask me how you passed, how will it be? I won't ask anybody, right? If they don't know, they don't. That's why they're asking. Simple, right? That's why even in all of these years, over a decade of teaching, I've never denied anybody's doubt. Anything. Some people by themselves, when they come to me, sir, small doubt. They already classified it. So they themselves know that's a small doubt they're asking. Sometimes people come, sir, I have a silly doubt. You know, no, it's silly. Ask. I don't want to classify it, right? So sometimes it so happens that some people come and ask me the very same thing what I explained in class twice. Still, okay, what were you doing in the class? I will ask that, but still, I will clarify. I don't want. They are not knowing. That's why I'm asking. Because I have encountered that so many times. Because when you go with a doubt to somebody, and then they ask, you don't know this also. I don't know. That's why I came to you. And I've been very honest. Sometimes so I was very honest. I say yes. Like, I think they're asking for a confirmation. I don't even know that sarcastic. You don't know this also. No, sir, I don't know. Then they'll be like, what now? They'll start they think I am being sarcastic on them. And then they'll not explain me only. This happened so many times to me. So you go and ask somebody something like, why is this like this? And then they are like, you don't know this also. No, that's why I came to you. Then they are thinking that, okay, they are not able to explain properly, that's why I'm not understanding. And then that will go into an offensive mode. So, they're all behavioral problems. Now you understand why behavioral science are important. So, the tone in which we choose to raise a question, the content of a question, the way we raise. So, this he or she in our story, had they brought this to our attention, sir, debtors is some area that I have never done any work. I don't know. Please assign this to a senior. If somebody has an open mind like that, it would have been done. I don't have a problem with you not knowing. I have a problem in going to jail. These two are very wide aspects. Sir, what will happen? Now, just imagine, the quantum of fake sales are so high that had it been recognized during the course of the audit, we would have given a modified report. But because everybody kept silent about it, we reported that it's true and fair. But tomorrow, when some third party investor who came into this company, he got a due diligence done, and there they came to know that fake sales are there. Who will be the first one to be blamed? Come here, what audit did you do? They will ask us only. And that time when I'm searching for who did the area of debtors, that he or she finished the articleship and they went. And on any day, you cannot blame this on anybody. It's a very, very, very important point. if your audit has to come out with quality, you should always encourage the audit team members. Note down this word very, very carefully in your mind. What is it called? Fear of reprisal. What will happen if I go and ask? Will they taunt me? Will they be sarcastic on me? Will they comment on me? It's a very important word. What is it called? A fear of. You should not have. So you have a clean and open mind. If anybody taunts you, let them taunt. It's a simple understanding. You guys also should have this. See, many places nowadays, workplace ethics, this, that, so many things are there. Otherwise also, back then, when all these were not there. Now you don't know. Now the article students will put status also, saying my boss is harassing me. It's more easy to be an article student nowadays than a boss. Right? Earlier it was the other way around. Right? Many things ICI would never even get. Now that particular student will go tweet and tag ICI. And tag their boss also. Now end the game. Right. So, why all that? Today's conquest of things are very different. The context in which certain things will be told will be interpreted very differently. So anyway, as students or as article students, you have a free right to emphasize on things that you don't know. But that environment should be created in the firm. Many people are there, despite telling like this. Right? See, I have worked with so many people. My boss were so kind and cool. If you ask them something, they'll be like, at least if they don't want to sit and explain to you, because see, everybody is busy in the process. So at least they'll tell you, go and read this so-and-so book and so-and-so section or so-and-so point. Here is explained. If you don't understand something and come back. See, you can't expect somebody to, hold your hand and teach you like how they taught ABCD. That's not going to happen. But if somebody is there like that, I don't think you will find anybody in today's time like that. Everybody is chasing, so many things in the likes of dreams in terms of money, this, that. Everybody is into a business. So, okay, nobody has an obligation to teach you by holding your hand. That's not there. But if you find somebody like that, very lucky. Otherwise, also this entire 3-year time is for you to learn. So, please understand, in the point of you learning at the cost of somebody else's mistake. Because you not doing work properly will reflect somebody else. So, you should always be open enough to tell. That's a very, very, very important point. Sir, some small point only, why are you emphasizing so much? This point roughly comes in 5 or 6 places in our book, which is why I'm emphasizing so much. And every time when we discuss something like this, it's a responsibility of 2 people here. If I am the engagement partner, it's my responsibility to create an environment which will allow you guys to talk freely. 2, it's a responsibility on you that when you don't know something or when you don't do something properly, you have to come and tell me without any fear. That is when quality will be there in audit. Is that correct or not? Put a star to point number 4. The engagement team, simple point, but see how much depth is there. The engagement team's ability to raise concerns without any fear of reprisal. Everybody online? Are you understanding? Yeah. So all 4 points there, guys, without any fear of reprisal. And point B is a very simple point, that everybody who joins your team should know that they are not working for money or something like that. The fact that quality is essential while performing an audit engagement. Very simple point. Okay. And on whose shoulders all this is there? Engagement partner. Please be careful while using the word auditor and engagement partner. Contextually, they are important. Did you understand? A and Co and A are same. But ABC and Co and A are not same. Please understand that much. Everybody, did you understand this? I'm bringing this back for you. Please take a look at this one. Engagement partner, firm, this definition, this setup, is it clear? Yes, sir. That last part what we wrote there, law, pronouncements of ICI. Everything what is important for quality. Clear? And 10.1 is a straight question in the exam. Audit engagement partner has a responsibility to maintain quality in audits. Explain. As latest as in the last couple of attempts, it's been asked twice in the last 3-4 times. So all you need to do is write just point A and B. Point A, engagement partner is responsible for 1, 2, 3, 4. Point B, the fact that quality is essential. Over. It's a straight 4 marks question. Please take an extra minute to revise everything. What is told in 10.1. 10.2 is an ocean, guys. We are going to discuss that. And that will be a never-ending topic because it's on ethics. Alright. So, we will draw a line somewhere and close it. But that's a deep topic. Ethical requirements. Are we clear? Yes, okay, good. So, what is point number 1? Everybody, come on. Emphasizing the importance of emphasizing the importance of audit quality by doing how many things? Audit quality by 4 things. 1. Sticking to standards on auditing or professional standard. 2. Firms quality control principles. 3. Appropriate audit report, don't give wrong audit reports. And 4. An environment should be created. What environment should be created? An environment that will help somebody raise without any fear of reprisal. And point number 2, that the fact that quality is essential. If somebody forgets that quality, no sir, will do the audit fast and go, will save time. Man, no doubt time is important factor, not bigger than quality. If you compromise on quality and win on time, later that saved time will spend in jail. Simple, right? So to be very spot on that. Okay, that's responsibility number 1. SQC1 has 6 responsibilities on the engagement partner, and 1, he is responsible for maintaining quality in audits, and that leadership responsibility is on his shoulders. One of the most important points of this class, this topic, this session, this book, whatever you tell, is 10.2. It is discussed more in your CA final in terms of a full act, as the Chartered Accountants Act covers a lot of principles on ethics. For now, only 6 points are there, of which you already know 4 of them, and you know all 6 of them because I told you IOI now only. Other 3, confidentiality, you are aware of. So all points are aware, and that diplomatic part, everything we are aware. We just have to put it in the right context. Are you do you remember independence in mind, appearance? Yes, so let's do the reading exercise. Very interesting topic, guys. Questions are highly possible from this topic. So 2 stars to topic number 10.2. What is 10.2, ma? Yes. If audit has to come with quality, one of the most important quality control principle is following ethical requirements. What are we supposed to follow? Go ahead, read 10.2. 6 ethical requirements are there. How many are there? 6. Do you know what is integrity? No, come on, they are not new, ma. Come on, just see. Sir, only 5 are there. No, 6th one. Independence is also there. So please read the first line. The word is clear. Shall comply. Compulsion or choice? Compulsion. Shall comply. The auditor may comply. They didn't give you a choice there. The auditor shall comply. And shall comply, when they say, it means you have no choice but to stick to them. The auditor shall comply with the relevant ethical requirements, those pertaining to independence, which are relating to financial statement engagement and all that. We will see that in detail. It's not an issue. Very simple. Okay. Relevant ethical standards are issued by, okay, there is again one, Institute's Ethical Standard Board. So Code of Ethics is a very important part of the Chartered Accountants Act. 2 schedules are there to the Chartered Accountants Act. Chartered Accountants Act 1949 has 2 schedules, Schedule 1 and Schedule, like how Companies Act has schedules. Hey, yes or no? Like that. Misconduct. If any chartered accountant who is in practice does anything wrong, if any chartered accountant who is in service does anything wrong, other than your practice and service, personally, if you are carrying the title of a chartered accountant, do something wrong, okay, there are punishments that are prescribed there. You will be guilty of misconduct. It might even lead to your name being struck off from the members register, fine being imposed on you, plus if there are any serious offenses because of this, then civil or criminal liability as discussed in Companies Act also will apply. So once you are caught for something, no, going to jail is guaranteed in today's time. Okay, in today's time the sections have been made so strong that you will be held liable. Gone are those days where they will just give you a warning, remove your name for 1 week, 10 days or 3 months, 6 months. Now minimum 1 year they are removing. 6 months has become a common thing. Anybody's done small mistake or 6 months removed from practice. The problem is not your name getting removed for 6 months. 6 months when your name is removed, no, that word will spread like anything. After 6 months, nobody will give work to you. Some people will be there who will give work to you. Like-minded people who are in search of people like you only. They will come to you. But anyway, that's not the emphasis or focus that we should have on. Okay. So code of ethics, they comprise points. Anyway, what does the code of ethics talk about? 6 fundamental principles, guys. Starting with integrity, objectivity, professional competence. Now, if you have competence, that is, you became a chartered accountant, not enough. In audit class and in audit, you have to be awake. Correct or not? Due care. Professional. Obviously, no, now if you sleep, that time also you'll feel like sleeping only. In class only, I didn't listen, sir. What will I do? No. So, professional competence and due care. The rule of confidentiality is very simple, which goes by you're not supposed to disclose something. We'll talk about it. And very, very important point is point E. Professional behavior. The diplomatic part that I told you. We'll discuss that. There is a special name for that. The last word in the end of the page. What is it called? Professional skepticism is an attitude that we have to maintain. I will talk about it. The word professional behavior talks about professional skepticism only. And the sixth one you can underline, and it's called independence. 5 are there in the list. Sixth one is independent. So totally how many quality principles are, ethical principles are there? 6. Alright, I want you to, before we discuss this, please read this paragraph along with me. It's a very simple one, which you know already from the very first page of this chapter. The objective of, what is the objective of audit, guys? Hello, what is the objective of audit? To express an opinion or not? Underline, the objective of audit is to enable an auditor. We will get back to the independence paragraph. Please come slightly down. That's what I'm saying. Here we will discuss this, right? What is independence in mind, appearance and all? I will discuss with you. Just come down a little bit. There's a paragraph here. The objective of an audit of financial statement is to enable an auditor to express an opinion on that financial statement. The auditor's opinion helps you determine what sort of an opinion, ma? True and fair review of the financial statements and the operating results of the enterprise. Remember, guys, tell me something. If I give the financial statements are true and fair. Hey, listen everybody, I gave an opinion that financial statements of ABC Limited are true and fair. Does it mean that I'm giving a guarantee for the next 5 years? I'm telling no, financial statements are true and fair. Remember, what is already over and what has been prepared in the form of financial statement, that we are saying are true and fair. You are not any astrologer. You don't know what will happen in your life only. You're telling about company. So we giving a clean report, remember guys, is not any guarantee as to the future viability of the firm. Our future viability only is hanging in the air. Firm's future viability, what will? Please underline. The user should not assume that auditor's opinion is an assurance as to the future viability of the enterprise or the efficiency or effectiveness with which management has conducted the affairs of the enterprise. This is a very important point. And we will anyway use words in the audit report which will convey this to everybody. Okay. The audit report, no, we will not tell that we gave this, so your next 5 years are fantastic. After you gave audit report, next year is a huge fire in the factory. Company is going, concern is going. Then what will you do? So, you can talk about what already happened. You are not any astrologer to tell you what will happen in the future. Okay. So, our opinion, is an opinion of what is there in the financial statement, not any guarantee for the future viability of the firm. And this point will be clearly mentioned in the Audit report also. Not the same line, but I think now you can use the same line also. Anyway, when we go there, I will show you that wording. But there in the audit report, we will very clearly tell that we have audited in past and the financial statements of so and so year. And our opinion will not constitute any future guarantee. We will make a sentence. Okay, and when we go the relevant wordings, I will show you. For now, what should you do? You have to be straightforward, honest and sincere in the approach to his professional work. Auditor must be fair and must not allow any, not in color, not is that? No racism. Auditor must be fair means some people begin. Not all that nonsense. Don't buy those tubes and apply. They are... Relax. Auditor must be fair and must not allow any prejudice or bias to override his objectivity. Objectivity means what ma? Being unbiased. Write down there in bracket. Objectivity is about being unbiased. Is that word printed? No, you can write it. Otherwise later also they will tell you. Integrity. These three words put together are called integrity. Which one? Honest, sincere and straightforward are integrity. Being unbiased. Must not allow any biases. No, that is being unbiased. Auditor should maintain an impartial attitude. Favoring somebody, not favoring somebody, all that should not be there. An impartial attitude, and both, must circle these words. You have to be independent in your mind and also appear to be free from any interest, which might be regarded as being incompatible with integrity and objectivity. Now you understand why I told, like hemoglobin. Nobody can buy all these qualities, or nobody can learn. Sir, I attended an honesty seminar. From today I am honest. Some people tell that. Sir, I attended a leadership seminar. From today I am leader. Very good. In India, if you wear white clothes, also you are leader only. So, we kill the meaning of leadership only. Anyway, that's not the point. There are no classes on how to be unbiased, how to be honest, sincere, straightforward and all that. These are ingrained qualities that you have to develop. Okay. So, and sir, is it a very free road that we always walk clean and smooth? No. There might be circumstances that bring that knife on your throat, like I told you. Many different circumstances or combination of circumstances may be relevant, and accordingly, it is impossible to define each and every situation that creates a threat to our independence and specify the appropriate mitigation action. Okay, take a white paper, make a list of all those which can impact your honesty and sincerity. Means that list is never ending. Compiling a list like that is useless. So, in any situation where anything can hamper your honesty or sincerity, be ready. That's what they're telling. Okay, action should be taken. In addition, the nature of audit or assurance engagements may differ. Correct? All engagements are not same, no ma. Sometimes clients are very cooperative, sometimes clients are not at all cooperative, sometimes they are okay. So, the nature of engagement might differ, and therefore, underline, different threats may exist. And in less than 2 minutes, we'll go to what those threats are after just going back to one paragraph and underlining two things and coming. And so anyway, what is the conclusion from this paragraph? Different threats are there, different safeguards are required. Next two topics, what are threats, what are safeguards? Should we go ahead, everybody? Did you understand?
Yes, sir.
Do you remember the example of auditing father's company? Yes, sir. But tell me something. Okay, now at least in that example, I was a little thing there. My relatives, like my father is holding stake. What if I only hold stake? That's even worse. If I have a financial interest in an entity, can I audit that entity? No. That is self-interest threat. How will I be independent? So what I wanted to do is to go to the last paragraph of the previous page. And two words which I wanted to underline are mind and appearance. So independence, which is a concept of not being subordinate to the wish or will of the others, has to not only be there in your mind, ma. Hello? It should be visible. Arey, no sir, I share an equation with my father or mother or brother in such a way that we can remain independent in the audit. No problem, you can remain independent. But how will you prove the whole world? World is accusing you, saying that, hey, that fellow is auditing father's company, pakka, they both came together and did some fraud. World will tell things like that only. So why do you want to take up the audit? And anyway, standard very neatly prescribes that you are prohibited from taking such audits. Now that's what we are going to learn. Concentrate, everybody. The auditor's independence safeguards the auditor's ability to form an audit opinion, underline without. So if you are independent in mind and you are independent in appearance, it will help you form an audit opinion without being affected by any influences. And independence therefore what? Enhances auditor's ability to act with integrity, to be objective, and to maintain an attitude of professional skepticism. Keep that on hold. Right after the safeguards and dangers and safeguards are over, we'll discuss that also in detail. Everybody, are you following? Are we clear till here?
Yes, sir.
Good. Now, yes. Pardon? Any office? No. Yes, before you take up an audit, you have to make sure that none of your relatives are holding stake or... No, it's an ethical requirement, and ethics are something in your mind. You have to do that. By chance, if you take up, because it's told in law also, if you take up, then it amounts to a non-compliance. We'll discuss that, it is there. Guys, but still independence in appearance is missing, no? Check that paragraph. Guys, where should independence be there? Professional integrity and independence are considered, guys, concentrate, as essential characteristics of all profession, and more so in case of accountancy. Independence implies that judgment of a person, this is what I have been telling you. What is that? Underline. Not subordinate to the wish or direction of other person who might have appointed you or who might have engaged. Why did you give this opinion? They told me to give, so I gave. That's useless. Then what is your audit skill there, and what did you do? So you are supposed to give an opinion which stands out as a free opinion. You gave with a free mind, not being influenced or subordinated to the wish or will of others. So that is why we have to have independence in two places. What is that? Independence in mind and independence in the appearance. Check that. Independence of mind is a state of mind that permits the provision of an opinion, underline, without being, every word is important, please concentrate, come on. The state of mind that permits the provision of an opinion without being affected by influences, allowing an individual to act with integrity and exercise objectivity and professional skepticism. If you believe that in your mind you cannot be honest, sincere, they won't let me be honest, they won't let me be independent, don't take up. Drop it there only. If you believe independence in mind will not be there, let the story go anywhere. Independence in appearance is there, not there, I don't care. Don't take up. Because that's what is very important. But nobody will know, no sir, what is there in our mind. Then it's up to you. Okay. Independence in appearance means what? This is to avoid of facts and circumstances that are so significant. By the look of it, pakka compromised, sir. How will others decide? It doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter how independent are you in your mind. If you are auditing your relative's company, they will tell that you are compromised. Arey, no sir, I have clear. Nobody cares. You can't prove that. So independence and appearance is a fact that it is so significant that to a third party, they will conclude. A third party is reasonably concluding that your integrity, objectivity and professional skepticism are compromised, gone. They have decided already. Their father's company only. Sir, pakka they would have done fraud. Why? There is no rule. But independence and appearance is absent. Are you understanding now? So in an audit, when you take up, what should be there? Both independence in mind. No, obviously a question arises. Sir, when do you think these two will not be there? Only 5 circumstances are there. They are very easy to remember also. Tell me guys, if I hold stake, I'll make it very easy for you in simple English. Then we can read the specific names for them. You yourself are holding stake in X Limited. Can you do the audit of X Limited? Come on. I will behave in a very independent manner. Please trust me. Otherwise also you don't trust me. That's a very fantastic. Come on. Why? What is your problem? Tell me, what will I do wrong? Tell. What is your problem? I am holding 5% stake in X Limited. Whatever. That 5% is worth a few crores. Small money. In examples, at least let's feel happy, no? What is your problem? Okay, listen carefully here. Jokes apart, you should understand the logic. You should not laugh on it and finally miss the logic here. Tell me, what's your problem? What do you see as a problem, guys? I am holding some stake in X Limited. Is there a possibility that I may hide material facts? Yes. See, I came to know of a serious fraud. I am obligated under the sections of Companies Act under 143(12). Let's not be very bothered about all of that now. But I am obligated to report. But I am like, if I report, tomorrow the prices in the stock market will crash because the company is. And who is going to be one of the losers here? As a financial, will there be a huge financial loss or not? Yes. So tell me, why will I go and open up about something like that? So tell me guys, self-interest, could that be one of the biggest threats for independence or not? Yes. Cool, done. So, done and dusted. No, that's the first and foremost problem. So what is the first and foremost threat? Self, not outside, self-interest, our own. Then tell me, if I am engaged, I think I already asked you this question in this session only, so it will be very easy. If I prepared financial statements, can I audit the same financial statement? No. What is it called? Self-review. It's exactly like correcting our own paper, correct or not? Finish ma. First 2 points you finish. Come on. Put 2 stars to a topic. It's the most asked question from this topic in the exam. 3 times they've already asked, I guess. What are the threats to independence? If not as a question, as a true or false MCQ, somewhere it will come. So 2 stars to a topic. 5 threats are there for independence. And the first 2 are what I explained to you right now. Come on, I want all of you to finish them very fast. Self-interest threat and self-review threat. Sir, what do you call as self-interest? Examples are also given. Come on. Very easy. The Code of Ethics prepared by IFAC, that is the international body. Done guys? Self-interest is what? Where, no, again, you means not you alone. You, your partner, that is also there in the story. This ABC and Co example is there. If B is an engagement partner, but A is holding stake in that entity. Hello? B is an engagement partner, but A is holding shares in X Limited. As ABC and Co prohibited to do the audit or not? Because, hey, you underlined or not? Not only you, your partner, associate, which occur, self-interest threats are those which occur when an audit firm, its partner or associate, audit firm, its partner or associate could benefit from a financial interest. Examples include direct financial interest, where you yourself are holding materially significant indirect financial interest. You are not holding, but somebody close to you is holding. Loan or guarantee to you took loan from them or you gave loan to them. That third one, undue dependence on client's fees. That fees that you are getting from client is forming part of 80% of your revenues. Tell me, would you like to give up that client? Will it let you be honest? Because while you are giving an opinion, you have to report a fraud. In your mind, your P&L is flashing. If next year they throw me out, in my house also they will throw me out. Where should we go? You are now finding next destinations. Because client will anyway throw you because he doesn't like the opinion that you are giving. Tell me, if that client forms part of your balance, like your P&L for 10%, client is coming and threatening you, will not give you this audit next year. Who are you to give? I am only resigning. You can be forthright. That's how you are expected to be. Nobody can put pressure on us. Right? This is such, the profession is respected for that reason only. Right? Because your opinion is your opinion is not just of some value to some random people. It is of so much involvement in terms of financial interest. Understood? So this is about playing with many people's lives. It's not just about some shareholder or some shareholder's family or something. It's about many people's lives. And it's so serious. So you cannot do some, but people are doing no, sir. That's up to their conscience. We are not discussing that. I am just saying, don't unduly depend on one client fees only. Even institute has some solid recommendations with respect to that. Okay. A particular client's fees should not cross more than 25% of your total receipts. It's a recommended story from the institute. Okay, it's a recommended, they're only recommendatory in nature. But sir, that client is highly paying. That client, so you have 10 clients and you are making, let's say, 50 lakhs. 8 clients put together give you 25 lakhs. Okay, the other 2 clients, they give you the other 25 lakhs. Now, obviously, you are over tilted towards these 2 clients. Because losing other 8 and losing these 2 are of same in terms of financial, yes or no? Yes, just imagine 30 lakhs is the audit fees of only 1 client and balance 20 lakhs come from small so many clients. Now, obviously you would not want to lose this big client. Now, tomorrow if they tell you or force you to give a wrong opinion, are you thinking twice now? Not because you are not honest only, but financial interest. So, undue dependence on client fees and hence you are worried or concerned about losing the engagement. Apart from you doing this audit, you have other close business relationship with the client. You are buying and selling goods with them. Nobody told you should not have any business, no? You means not you alone here, you, your partner, family members. My brother has a business and my brother is a key supplier or a key buyer to this client. And I am just worried, if I give wrong opinion here, tomorrow they will cancel business with my brother also. Already I and my brother have very good equation. Anyways, so is that a possible thing or not? And it's not even somebody related to this profession. So they have some personal grudge or enmity on me, is influencing somebody else's business. So close business relationship not only with you, anybody around, with the audit client. Potential employment to the client. Client is telling give one wrong opinion. Okay. So much money is there. Don't worry. Then you are raising some concerns to the client. I will give, but tomorrow if I say finds out, I will lose. Don't worry, we are here, we are giving you a job. So auditor now start thinking twice. Anyway, ICA will take some time to catch hold of this. Do something by the time all this breaks out. A couple of trips you can go to Maldives and come. And then, in the meanwhile, if things work out properly, let's just settle down somewhere in Mauritius or someplace. Some tax haven. Okay. So, and client said, you can work from home. Oh. They're offering you employment with high benefits. Don't you think that's lucrative? See, they want one wrong opinion. They just want this year to get done. Okay, so they want to find that person who can do that. And they're offering you a future employment. So now, you, in this future employment, which is going to be your own interest, is it a self-interested or not? And somebody offers something like that, you're not supposed to take up the audit. And contingent fees for an audit engagement. Remember, one of the most important institute rules is that fees should be fixed. Whatever be that number, small, big, medium, we don't care about the number, but fees should be fixed. Fees can't be 5% of what I find. You understand what is contingent? So, if I find so many misstatements, so much will be my fees. Then your attitude towards doing audit will be very different. And that's not how we are supposed to do the audit. Client is saying, if you don't find any misstatements, no fees. So anyway, see, you cannot, and it cannot be. Audit fees cannot be expressed as a percentage of anything. Please write down there in bracket that meaning for the word contingent. Audit fees cannot be a percentage of some amount. Let it be any amount of some amount, anything. Yes, it should be 5 lakhs is the audit fee over. Whether you do more or less than 5 lakhs, 2 lakhs, 1 lakh, 50,000, whatever be the amount, depends on the size and scale of the company. So, you can't, if anybody asks me a question like how much should we charge for an audit, you cannot answer that question unless you know who the client is, what their depth of operations are and all that. But, let it be any client, you cannot express it as 2%, 3%, 5% and all of that. Okay? Audit fee, the number has to be fixed. If the number is not fixed, will you work based on some percentage in your mind? And that will obviously influence you to do the audit in a very different way than how it is to be done. Again, it's a lack of interest. So, self-interest threats are 5 or 6 of these. If you see any of these which can influence your mind, the best and the simplest thing to do there is to stop doing the audit, or if you haven't taken up yet, don't take up. Second one is the most easiest. If you are already rendering any services like bookkeeping, preparing financial statements and related services for the client, don't audit them. That makes no sense that you prepare accounts and you only audit. It's called what threat? Self-review. Easy. Come on, go ahead. If you are doing already any non-audit services, other than audit, non-audit services if you are doing, then you are not supposed to do the audit. Later there is a section 144 in the Companies Act, we will discuss that also. Come on. Self-review threats. Did you underline non-audit services include any professional services provided by the entity, provided to the entity by auditor other than audit or review? Please circle that or underline that. Other than. Other than an audit or review of financial statement. These include management services, internal. If you are already internal auditor, how will you be statutory auditor? Nonsense. The internal audit is appointed by management. So if you are already appointed by management to do internal audit, how you are already taking money from management for doing internal audit? How can you do an independent audit and express an opinion? You are a management guy. You can't do that. So management services, internal, you are an investment advisor for them. You are already dealing or channelizing their money. Investment advisor. Will you already make some money from that profession? Yes. then now if you are doing the audit and you came across a misstatement, see, simple logic is in all these points. If you come across a misstatement, you should have a free mind and ability to express that. Anything that stops you from doing that is a threat to independence only. These include management services, internal audit, investment advisory, design and implementation of IT systems. You only design those IT systems. Or when one of the members of the audit team was previously a director or a senior employee of the client. One of your team members is a previously worked as a director there. Tell me guys, are you auditing about the past only?
Yes, sir.
So if your team consists of somebody who was earlier a director, and while doing the audit, other team members found out that this director did some fraud, when he is on your team, will he let those things come out first of all? So where is independence? Somebody who was a previous employee or a director, and you can see a few more example instances where self-review threats come into play are when auditor having recently been the director or senior officer of a company, and when auditor performs those services that themselves are the subject matters of audit, which are nothing but financial statements or books of accounts. Are we clear with these two? Because other three are very, very simple threats. Self-interest threat, self-review. Have you heard of the word advocate? Right? I don't want to get into the details. We are not going to the story of the lawyers, courts and all that. I am just going to simply say, somebody who takes your side, can we call them your advocate? Hey, somebody who's arguing on behalf of you or taking your side in a dispute or in a litigation, can they be called as your advocate or not? Listen carefully. You, that is A and Co or ABC and Co, whoever, you have already taken the client side in arguing up a particular matter with respect to a forum or a body or somewhere or something. Tell me something. Are you associated with that particular client? Yes. Are they paying money for you to do that task? Yes or no? Yes, sir. Hey, listen, don't confuse advocate for a lawyer here. I am just saying the principle of advocacy. Taking somebody's side. Keep it as simple as that. So you already took the side of the company. Tell me something. In one case, you are representing the company from their side and on behalf of them, you are talking in some forum. On the other side, you are saying I am an independent professional doing their audit. Does it make sense? How will both these tally? Third party, the user, let's say banker is questioning. You only represented them in that. Yes, that I did in a different professional capacity. This I did in a different professional capacity. How can you argue? See, there also they gave you that because you are a chartered accountant practice. You are doing the audit because you are eligible to do the audit as a chartered accountant practice. Using the same profession as a base, on one side being the advocate of a client or doing them some advocacy, and on the other side you are saying that you are providing a free and independent opinion. Does it ever make any sense? Please read smallest point of the lot. Advocacy threats which occur when auditor promotes or is perceived to promote a client's opinion. So who has an opinion here? Client. That means some client's thought. Who is taking that thought forward? Audit is taking that thought forward. So promote a client's opinion to a point where people may believe that objectivity is getting compromised. You are already representing that client in those matters. No. Then how are you doing independent audit? No sir, that is different, this is different. Independence may be there in your mind. As a professional, can I really work like that? Just tell me. As a professional, can I keep that task aside and this task aside and really do the audit very honestly? Yes, independence may be there in my mind. But I told you, what should be there? It has to exist or coexist along with. So independence only in mind is not enough. So advocacy threats where people believe that objectivity is getting compromised. Listen, I am trading. I'm what? I am not buying and holding shares of that company. I am somebody who trades shares on behalf of X Limited. Tell me, am I the right person to do the audit of X Limited? Actually, yes, because I can only manipulate the price. If only I get an opportunity. But sensibly, is there any independence in appearance, guys? So look at this example. When an auditor deals with shares, hey, he is not any investor holding shares like the first one. He is dealing with shares or securities of the audited company, or becomes the client's advocate in a litigation or a third party dispute. On behalf of that entity, I am dealing in their shares and securities, means buying and selling. Hello? Yes, trading, buying and selling on behalf of them. I'm not a shareholder where I'm sitting and doing, I'm dealing on behalf of them. I'm acting as a broker maybe. Right? Hello, don't later come back and ask me the same thing. That's why I'm explaining you twice or thrice. Concentrate, ears wide open. I am not a shareholder in this case. Sir, what is the difference between first one and third one? I'm explaining, so listen. In first one, there is an interest. Financial interest is visible. You might be holding shares. Here I am not holding. I am dealing with shares and securities of that entity on behalf of them. So tell me, tomorrow the share prices get influenced. Will I be the party to be on a losing side or on a profit side? Anything. It goes up, comes down. Will I be benefited or not? So, to benefit my own self, can I give opinions which are in favor to me? And can I avoid giving those opinions which will bring the prices? So, if you are dealing in shares and securities of the client, or you are representing the client in some litigation or in some forum somewhere, you are already doing that. No, do that. Simple logic. If you are doing other services, shut your mouth and do that. Be happy with that money. Don't indulge into audit, because audit requires independence. And now you don't have that. Or do one thing. Sir, can I give up whatever the task that I am doing? Non-audit services, can I give up? Can I turn out to be independent and then take up the audit? Of course, yes. In the little later topic of safeguard, they are going to tell that only. Do one of these. Don't try to balance. Independence should be there in appearance. And that too, one more thing. Last year only you were doing something for them. And now you gave up that and immediately you want to take up that work. That's still sometimes not possible. Anyway, that is why generalized cases and examples are not there in that story. Because you cannot always draw an example out of that. Okay? But what is clearly to be drawn is that independence should be there in mind and appearance. Are we following? Yes, no, we can do that. No, there are other related services. You are not preparing anything, no. You are just helping them. Where is the independence issue? You are just helping them file what you audited only. You are not compiling anything or something. It is also a related audit service only. Little later there is one full section that tells you what are these and what are not. We'll wait for it. But for now, like I said, anything that should impact should be the independence. In filing a return for the company, that's not, you are doing a compliance activity. It's not influencing your independence. Okay? No, it's not non-audit services. Okay, point number 4 is a straight arrow. If any of your relatives are in key managerial positions of that company, my father is a director, right? Or my mother is holding a key managerial position in that company, my brother or sister or anybody here, relative as a definition, so we'll talk about it later, but any of your close family members working in key managerial position or directorial positions, you are not supposed to take up the audit of that company. No sir, let's do it as a family affair. And these are things that are visible to the world very easily. So underline, they are self-evident and occur when auditor form relationships with the client, where you might definitely not be allowed to be independent. You may end up being too sympathetic to the client's interest. Okay? Not only you, even the team members who are working, their parents or any relatives, or close relative of audit team member working in the senior position of the client company. Somebody who earlier was our partner is now working in directorial position in that company. Former partner of the audit firm is now a director or senior employee of the client. Long association between specific auditors and their specific client counterparts. That means you and client counterparts are CFOs. Some same like how auditor and partner of audit firm versus partner of that firm, client counterpart, same level people, right? You both have done business for years together. Okay. Now business is split. You chose profession of audit. They choose to continue that. You cannot obviously audit. Huh? Long association between them, and sometime back I told no. This is not exactly going to lunch, dinners, or watching those football, cricket matches, but significant gifts, acceptance of significant gifts or hospitality from the client, its directors or employees would amount to a familiarity threat. Understood? Point D is very, very common. Point D is very, very influential. Without knowing, you get caught in the trap. So, my principal suggested me not to take client's pen also. Simple, no? You can't afford to buy a small pen. Says do it. Take pen from the office and go. I'm just talking about how independent you are expected to be. Forget about taking any gifts. Okay. See, it's not about going to be so shrewd and say take your own water bottle, don't drink client's water. If you eat client's salt, that will mix with your... Not this nonsense. I'm saying the question is about, see, we develop with, it's not known, it's not specific, it's not told. It's unknown, and in the process it might get developed. So, which is exactly why acceptance of any significant gifts or hospitality. See, strictly speaking, nobody stopped you from using a client's paper or a client's pen and all that. It's like, I'm just saying, be independent in every possible manner. That's it. And then, point number 5 is about putting knives, intimidation threat. Client is intimidating by raising questions like, do you want to audit next year? Do you want to continue as auditor or not? Yes, I want to continue. So, this time, again, putting a pressure on you to do what they are saying, which occurs when auditors are deterred. Deterred means stopped. Deterred means stopped. Intimidation threats occur when auditors are deterred from acting objectively with an adequate degree of professional skepticism. What is that? I'm going to tell you now. Basically, this could happen because of the threat of replacement. Ray, if you are not willing to continue, don't continue. We'll replace you. That fellow is a fear now. I might lose audit. I might lose all the income that I'm making on this audit. So, this could happen because of the threat of replacement over disagreements with the application of accounting principle, or a pressure to listen, disproportionately reduce your work in response to reduce audit fees. They're not letting you do the work only. Remember I told you automatically, less the work that you do, more is the risk or not. So, intimidation threat. We are going to now give you fees 50,000 only. Audit is like, no, for this kind of a work we need to charge 1 lakh. Then client is like, okay, then cut down your work also by 50%. Well, you can cut down work by 50% and give opinion. What about risk? Can you cut down the risk by 50%? In fact, risk goes up. Risk multiplies multifold. You cut down work by 50%, risk doesn't go up by 50%, it goes multifold. Who's going to take all that on it? So, if you see that there are any intimidation threats, don't take up. Okay? Sir, then what should I do when I encounter any of these 5 situations? Get out of that situation, as simple as that. And that is a small paragraph explained with 5 points. Come on, I give you a minute to sum up the story, guys. Then we'll wrap up with small discussion on professional skepticism. It's a very easy concept. 5 points. Don't take up the audit will be the theme of all of those points. And I want all of you to be very attentive while you read. Guys, before that, tell me all the 5 threats. Where you have your own money being put in. Self. Check. Our own work, if we check, that's called self-review threat. When we are on the client side, if you have known people in the client, and if client puts some undue pressure on you, good. Please read what ICA suggested as safeguards. Come on. I know in the last leg of this class, generally, focus levels are drifting. That should not happen. Come on, concentrate. Chartered accountant has a responsibility to remain what? How? By taking into account the best practices what institute has suggested to this, applying the safeguards. Simple safeguard. Don't take up. That will be the theme of all 5 points. If you are able to avoid something, then avoid it. If at the end of the story, like say for example, I've been appearing in litigations of client for some time, then if until all those litigations are solved, I am not offering myself to be the auditor, that it's good. Or give up that entire task and put it on somebody else. Do anything and everything that will make you independent. No sir, we can't apply any safeguard. Then shut up, don't take up. Very simple. Okay. No sir, you want to handle both. That's not possible. That's what point 5 says. See, simple. He must not accept the work. That is the conclusion. But how do we come to that conclusion? Come on. All it takes is a minute to read 5 points. Concentrate when you read. Five principles. Sometimes you end up very lucky in the exam. They'll not ask all those threats. They'll ask you what are the safeguard. They did that once. So very, very straight and simple safeguards. What we have been reading right from the beginning of the topic when we started. For entities, users, that is rather, they gave a very broad word, public. For public to have confidence in quality, auditors should always be and appear to be independent. And if you want to be and appear independent, the key fundamental principles IOI, that is integrity, objectivity and your independence with professional skepticism, are necessarily require the auditor to be independent. So first and foremost step, what you have to do before taking up any task, auditor must, don't leave your conscience outside. That is wrong. Hey, let it be sir, the world is all corrupted, I will also not. So consciously, and you have to keep your conscience and conscientiously consider whether it involves any threats. So are you attracted by any of these 5 threats? No. Only then you have to take up the audit. If the answer is a yes, try to solve it. When such threat exists, 9 out of 10 times when threats exist, it's better you don't take up that work. The auditor should desist from taking the task. Arey, no sir, one of my relative only is holding stake. We can make him sell. Then do that. No, that's possible. Right? Hey, simple thing. No, if somebody is holding a stake, just for the heck of it, you can make them sell. And once they stop holding stake, you can be independent. No, not your problem as such. Okay. So such small adjustments, corrections, if you can make, you can definitely do so. No, always desist and run away, they didn't say. Okay. When such threat exists, auditor should either stop. Desist is to stop from taking up the task, or at least put the safeguards in place that eliminate them. No sir, that second half of the sentence is not possible. If audit is unable to fully implement a credible or adequate safeguards, do not take up. Very clear institute guideline is not to take up any work which is impacted by what? One of these 5 threats. Yes, ma? Done. So one of these 5 threats, if anything, self-review, self-interest, advocacy, intimidation or familiarity, you need not take up the work under any force or bias. Remember that. Safeguards are available. ICA's clear guidelines are there saying that if you cannot avoid those threats, desist from taking up that work. Do not take up. If you can implement something and do something by establishing some safeguards which will not impact your independence, and you can be and appear to be independent, then definitely go for it. The last ethical principle that you have to remember always is very, very simple thing. It's an attitude. Guys, concentrate. It's an attitude of maintaining 2 things. And I want you to underline and mark 1 and 2 for those. 1. Can we have a doubtful mind in the audit? How? Yes. Why do you want to doubt your clients? Mark, I told you, you cannot doubt them unreasonably. So guys, tell me once again, can we have a doubtful mind in the audit? No. Can we have an accepted framework of mind? Everything is correct. No. Why? That is not wrong, no? Say everything is correct. So both are extremes. Hey, listen carefully. Both are extremes. Accepting that everything that client will do is correct and doubting on every small thing. Sir, then what mindset should we have? Have a questioning mindset. What is it called? And please don't confuse questioning mind to doubtful mind. Doubtful mind is where you are deciding something is wrong. and then trying to prove that. Hey, listen carefully. Doubtful mind is what? You're already doubting it. You're deciding that pakka something is wrong and then trying to prove that. In an accepted framework of mind, you're saying that it is correct. Sir, why is it correct? Because you know them from 10 years. You believe they're honest. Both are wrong. Professional skepticism. 100 times you'll use this word in the book, so please listen. Is about two things. One, having an attitude of a questioning mind, not an attitude of a conclusive mind or a doubtful mind. So what is the big difference? In doubtful mind, your predetermined notion is that it is wrong. In a conclusive mind, your predetermined notion it is correct. In a questioning mind, it is neither of these. Raise a question, get an answer, gather evidence, go home. Simple principle. What is the attitude of professional skepticism? Part 1 is questioning mind, and 2, always be alert to conditions which occur during the audit. Every time, all things that go wrong, they will not be highlighted the red flag on them. You have to identify it. So be alert. Maybe during the course of the audit, because certain things are not tallying up, that might cast a significant doubt for you. Arey, this is not matching up here. Like I told you some time back, unreasonably some debtors are coming into the books in the last few weeks. And that, I'm not saying, sir, unreasonably only. Can we do genuine sales also like that, ma? Let's say, for example, you put up a 40% off flat sale, something like that. So a lot of people bought. Possible. So everything is wrong, everything is right. We should not have these notions. That's all over. Simple concept. What is professional skepticism? Striking a balance about these two things. Underline, and I want you to mark 1 and 2 for both these words and never forget them, because I will keep asking you every now and then in so many standards. Every standard works on the fundamental basis of this only. Professional skepticism refers to an attitude that includes, underline and mark 1. 2, being alert to conditions which may indicate a possible misstatement due to error or fraud, and thereby to do a critical assessment of audit evidence. The auditor, always remember, shall plan and perform the audit with an attitude of professional skepticism, recognizing that circumstances may exist that cause the financial statements to be materially misstated. Professional skepticism includes being alert to, read. They said no, being alert to. Being alert to what? Read some examples. If contradictory audit evidences are coming, will it trigger your mind with some doubt? If no contradictory audit evidences are there, can you believe everything is going fine? Unnecessarily don't doubt something. At the same time, don't accept anything. Okay? Strike a balance. Look at those alert situations. Underline. Being alert to conditions, they said. No, being alert to what? Read. Not only chartered accountant alone. Only chartered accountant in practice can do audit in India. Nobody else. Okay. Who's that? Is that Arvind? Arvind, yes. Only chartered accountant in practice. Not anybody else can do audit in India. Got it? Somebody qualifies chartered accountancy course, immediately they are not eligible to do audits. Right? You have to get a certificate of practice. We'll talk about it little later again once. One audit evidence is contradicting other. That triggers a doubt in my mind. Sometimes when you see a document itself, it gives you a feeling that this is pakka fake. Photoshop document. Information that brings into question the reliability of documents and responses to inquiries, audit evidence. Condition that may indicate possibility for a fraud. One full chapter is there on what those conditions are. That's very interesting. Obviously, why will it not be interesting? Right, we'll discuss. Don't worry. Circumstances that suggest the need for audit procedures in addition to those required by standard. Sometimes you are not happy even with what is told in standard because you are not happy. Whatever standard told. Hey, did we discuss the beginning of the topic that to maintain quality in audit? Follow what is told in standard. You did. Whatever is told in standard, you did that. Still not giving you a convincing answer. So normally when you fulfill a standard, no, you will get sufficient and appropriate audit evidence. That is how the standards are designed. When you design and perform a standard properly, it has to leave you with sufficient appropriate evidence. But after you did that also, you are not getting that confidence. Does it trigger a doubt in your mind that something has been done or not? And 5, maintaining professional skepticism underlined throughout the audit class and audit. Being alert to conditions. Professional skepticism starts in the class only. From here only you have to maintain. Hello, that questioning mind you don't use on me, please. Maintaining professional skepticism throughout the audit is necessary if the audit is to reduce the risk of overlooking unusual circumstances. Because sometimes, in the process of doing the audit, you'll just like that, nothing will be wrong, sir. Like I told, no, using, less trained staff, using staff who are too casual about things, those aspects. So that is why train them properly. Overgeneralizing when drawing conclusions from audit observation. If this is correct, that will also be correct. Why? Why do you want to overgeneralize something? There are some accepted accounting practices. There are some accepted auditing practices. Follow them only. Don't overgeneralize something. And using inappropriate assumptions in determining the 3 key words, which will come again 100 times in the book, are NTE. That's how they are pronounced in audit. Yeah. Using inappropriate assumptions in determining the NTE, nature, timing and extent of audit procedures. Why is NTE very significant? By the time we finish syllabus, you will understand. In so many places, discussion about NTE of audit procedures. Tell me simple. Okay, I will give you 1 words for each of these. Nature means what to do. Timing means when to do. Extent means how much to do. Tell me, these 3 things are very important or not? If you choose the wrong nature of item, are you wasting time? Yes. If you choose the right item, but you don't know how much to test, you tested only 70, can misstatements be there in the other 30? Yes. Hello, yes or no? Yes. And you don't know what period to pick up or when to pick up. Again, will you waste time or not? See, NTE of audit procedures will only help you to figure out the right audit evidence. So if you choose a wrong NTE, it's a waste exercise. So, no sir, that area might be correct only, leave it, not required. What is that called? Inappropriate assumption. In an area, in that area internal control is very good, sir. So we can close our eyes, we don't need to check. Well, let the internal control be very good. But still, should you do some sample testing or something or not? Overgeneralizing, blindly assuming, this will all lead you to this situation. So therefore, remember, underline, if you want critical assessment of audit evidence, you have to follow this attitude which is called professional skepticism. It includes consideration of 2 words that you already know. Audit evidence, how should they be? Our full 3rd chapter is focused on getting sufficient appropriate evidences. So, and what is sufficient and what is appropriate, there is no book definition. It is in the light of circumstances. Tell me guys, what is sufficient in client A? Is it sufficient in all clients? So, and one more thing. There are more deeper discussions about this, but I want you to just catch up 2 words. There is a difference between fraud and fraud risk factor. Okay, I will explain later in detail, but fraud means something which has already happened. Okay, is an intentional act committed by some people where some others have a wrongful loss or wrongful gain, like I told you sometime. Fraud risk factor, for now until we discuss this topic in the 5th chapter, that is for the next few days, you will understand the word fraud risk factor as a possibility of fraud or a chance of fraud. What is it called? Possibility, something which may lead to occurrence of a fraud. Tell me, for such potential occurrences of fraud, should you stay wide awake or not? Yes. Is it an attitude of professional skepticism? Yes. In case where fraud risk factors, and I want everybody to write it down above that word because it's the first time you are coming across that word. Later you will not need to write it. Possibility of a fraud. Possibility of fraud. In case where fraud risk factors exist and a single document of that nature is susceptibility. Susceptibility means chance ma. Simple word. Susceptible or susceptibility is nothing but a chance. Only one document is there, it seems, for a particular activity. Sole supporting evidence. If something was so true and fair, wouldn't you have more than one evidence? Yes. Guys, one particular thing took place in a client, you went and you are checking, client gave you one evidence. And that document is the only sole supporting evidence. I am now starting to get new doubts. Hey, could that be true also? Possibility is there. That's why I am telling, don't jump and give a conclusion, this is right, wrong. Dig more details further. Why this is the only sole supporting evidence? What something could have been done better? Why it has not been done? Like that, ask questions and get answers. Remember, the auditor may accept the records and documents as genuine unless the auditor has a reason to believe the contrary. Every document is fake. This color is not matching. The paper quality is not nice. I told you, no. Either sides you have to be. All documents are super fantastic. That is also wrong. Every document is wrong. We'll doubt that. Unless you have some reason to believe. Don't doubt. You can accept every document as genuine. Nevertheless, you are still supposed to consider the reliability of information to be used as audit evidence. So it will never give you a fully conclusive statement. You can't be full this side, you can't be full this side. You have to be professionally skeptical. That's what that concept is. Have an attitude of what? Questioning mind and be alert to condition. Those are the 2 points that we take home strongly from this topic. In case if there is any doubt about the reliability of information or if you find indications of any possible fraud, the standards require the auditor to the first time you are using a word called investigate. Please circle that. Till now they told you to check further, do investigate. I'm sorry. Investigate is the first time you're seeing that word. Means you have to deeply and fully analyze that. You're suspecting a fraud there. So randomly you can't leave it. Don't worry. In the standard we will see it in full length. For now, if you have doubts about reliability, investigate further and determine what sort of modifications or additions to the audit procedures are necessary to resolve the matter. And my client was honest in the last 10 years. They never did anything wrong. In the last so many years of we doing audit, we never came across any fraud. Keep all that outside the firm while you go to an audit. Consider only current year. The auditor, underline, cannot be expected to disregard the past experience. Nobody told you to forget all that. But that all should not be the basis for you to do current year audit. The auditor, everybody will have good feeling, no? If I'm doing audit of X Limited from the last 10 years and nothing went wrong in the last 10 years, 11th year something is going wrong. Will you naturally get it out? Nothing went wrong in 10 years. Why will something go wrong in 11th year? We'll all feel, because you know that you cannot disregard that past. They were honest for 10 years. You can't just leave it like that. Having said that, that cannot form a basis that 11th year also they will be cool. Are you understanding? That's all. That's the last point. Read and go home. Concentrate. What is it? Underline, disregard. You cannot disregard the past honesty and integrity of the management and those people who are charged with the role of governance. I'll explain to you what is it. Nevertheless, blindly believing that management and those charged with governance are honest and they have integrity, blindly believing that, remember, does not relieve. Will you still do audit procedures? Guys, should you still collect audit evidences? Not required, sir. We know them personally. They are all honest people. Let them be the best of the honest people. I don't care. You should still exercise professional skepticism and collect audit evidences. That's the bottom line, right? You cannot disregard the fact and does not relieve the auditor to maintain professional skepticism. Okay? So whether you know the clients very well, whether you have dealt with so many years in the past, all that doesn't matter. You have to maintain an attitude of professional. Right.